Welcome to another episode of Mouth Matters with me, Dr. Dom. Today we have a very special guest. His name is Ryan Yex.
That's sex with a Y. Has trouble pronouncing.
Yeah, Yex like sex, he likes to say. Thank you for coming in.
No worries, man.
I appreciate it. Ryan is a comedian, and he goes all across the country, making people laugh. We were chatting earlier, and Ryan was telling me that he represents a candy company.
Yeah, Hi Chew.
Hi Chew. Can you tell us about what kind of stuff they have?
It's basically like a better Starburst, like a chewy fruity candy. I can't describe it. It's like the first bite is like a explosion of flavor.
and to be clear, it's a slight conflict of interest in me supporting candy.
Right.
But like I said, it's all about how you take care of yourself before and after you eat the candy. Make sure you at least rinse with some water afterwards. Ryan, one of the things I wanted to kind of talk to you about was, in your travels and in being at home, I wanted to kind of inquire to you what your at-home care is like, as far as brushing and mouth rinse and any difficulties you might have. Because what is your disability?
I have cerebral palsy.
Okay, if you watched another episode I had my mother on, we talked about my sister Julie, and she has cerebral palsy as well. She's more affected than you are, but I have an appreciation for the challenges that you might face.
Yes, definitely.
What do you see as your biggest challenge when it comes to keeping your teeth healthy?
Well, I would say my upper extremities are pretty good, but sometimes I still have a hard time getting into the crevices,
little nooks and crannies,
yes, and just moving my hands around the right way,
and that makes sense. And even if we don't have a disability, even anybody out there, there are spots in your mouth where you physically really can't even maneuver to brush. That's one of those reasons that we recommend that you get your wisdom teeth taken out. Even if you do have space for them, a wisdom tooth is so difficult to clean. With those difficulties, one of the things that can help you would be using an electric toothbrush. I've hit on this before. I know I have, but a Sonicare toothbrush, Philips Sonicare, not reimbursed to say that, is such a great option because like you said, your upper body you can control.
Right.
It's just more of those small movements, right?
Right.
So the Sonicare allows you just to move it.
Yeah, that's what I need.
Like this. So we'll make sure to get you a Sonicare toothbrush for your travels. Like I said, close, near and dear to my heart are people with disabilities. But it's an epidemic in this country with people with disabilities and their lack of care for their oral health. It's something that really, really gets to me because, as you heard from Ryan, and he's very well functioning, is that there are difficulties in cleaning their teeth, and obviously,
and sometimes I don't have the best grip of the toothbrush either.
Right. So if you know a person with disabilities, if there's someone out there who you think may be helped by our information on here about the electric toothbrush versus the manual toothbrush, please reach out to them, let them know, or let them give them information about us, and they can inquire with us. I wanted to get to a question that we had come in on Facebook, and this is from Stephanie D, and she wants to know what options exist to create a perfectly straight teeth and a pretty smile. And there's an easy answer to that, and there's a more involved answer, and I'll kind of touch both. So, if we're dealing with a situation where your teeth are good and all that they need is straightening, that would be a case to go see the orthodontist. And you've heard of obviously braces, Invisalign.
That's what I fear myself as well.
Yeah, we can get you straightened out. But the problem with braces and Invisalign is that it takes a year to multiple years, and then at the same time, you may not have the spacing to do what you need, so you may need teeth removed. You may need there are all kind of different spacing issues that can come into play. The one thing that I like to highlight is if you're looking for a more immediate result, and if you're looking for teeth that look better, the quality, the color. You know, you might see some people's teeth who have some like white spots. Have you ever seen that?
Yes.
Yeah, and like maybe just some natural staining that they just can't get out. Like I've talked about before. Sometimes if you take a certain antibiotic in your youth when your teeth are developing,
Or you're a coffee drinker.
With coffee we're able to whiten. Dazzle Direct, professional custom whitening. Shameless plug. But if say we have teeth that are misshapen or they're smaller, you know, sometimes you want bigger teeth. That's a case for cosmetic crowns, veneers, and bridges. And the cool thing about that is it's not a full year or a year and a half or whatever of going through this treatment, multiple visits. It's come in for your first appointment. We prep up your teeth, take an impression, send it to the lab. And then when they come back 2-3 weeks later, we cement them in, and they're there forever. And you brush them, and you use them however you want. So maybe if you're interested in that, maybe we can get you hooked up. Not to say you don't look good.
I would love to be hooked up. I that's the one thing I'm self-conscious about is my teeth.
So the one thing I wanted to ask you, not to get away from teeth too much, but I wanted to inquire with you all, you know, maybe your favorite place you've been on tour.
Well, I won an amateur comedy competition at Comedy Works in Denver.
Okay.
That is one of the top 10 comedy clubs in the world.
No way.
I think it was like USA Today or one of those big magazines, and or newspapers, whatever you want to call them. And it was just an awesome experience.
No, I don't want to take away. I don't want to take away from your your views and everything online. But would you be willing to give us one of your favorite quick hitting jokes?
I'm 24 years old and I have cerebral palsy, and I'm working on walking more independently. So not only am I an aspiring comedian, I'm an aspiring stand-up comedian.
That is gold. That is gold. You kill me, man. I'll tell you what. We should have a separate show where he's in charge, and I just come in to laugh all day because that's pretty good stuff.
Love making people laugh, and if I want to make people laugh, I have to have a good smile too, right?
Heck yeah.
So we can help each other.
Heck yeah. And the I kind of like to highlight my kind of broad view thought, and whether it's an inspirational thing or not. And I think that you look at someone like Ryan, think about all the people that you've helped inspire. Think about all the people that you've shown that just because you might struggle with something doesn't mean you can't overcome it. Are there any stories of an individual person that you've touched, or someone who's come up to you and said that you've helped them?
Well, I actually was on a video. You know who Machine Gun Kelly is?
Yeah, MGK.
Yeah.
Pride of Cleveland.
Yes, most definitely. I was on a video where I met him in a parking lot at a concert, and I told him that his music and his message inspired me to walk one day. So I actually walked on stage at one of his concerts, and that was a big video. And I have people coming up to me and message me from all over the world saying how I inspired them.
Unbelievable.
And it's awesome. That's the only goal I have in life, is to inspire.
That's a beautiful thing, man. That's a beautiful thing. I as you know, I have a soft spot, for that kind of stuff. To kind of bring it in, that my thought process is it only takes an instant to change another person's life.
Right.
Coming back, obviously my natural tendency is to talk about teeth and talk about dentistry and talk about how that's going to affect that. So any age, any situation in life, if you're healthy, if you're confident, if you feel good about how you look, that's gonna be springboarded off into someone else,
right.
And they're gonna want to be involved with you, and they're gonna feel better about themselves. So,
just like a smile, contagious.
That's it. We're always blessing people. So I'm looking at your shoes. I'm a LeBron James fan.
I didn't think you could see him because of the camo.
Yeah, do you have feet? That's one reason you wouldn't be able to walk. Right? But these are the soldiers. I don't have these. What do you think about them? What's your take?
Well, I love him because LeBron. Well, it originally started because this young man who's going to college can't tie his shoes, had cerebral palsy, couldn't tie his shoes, and wrote a letter to LeBron saying, "Hey, I'm going to college. I don't want my friends tying my shoes for me. Can we figure something out?"
I've never heard this.
And he came out with this, and it's Velcro. It just comes right off. There's no laces.
So because I saw you wearing it, I heard you were going to wear these today. So I put on my laceless kicks as well.
Yeah, yours are probably better than mine because I still have. Ironically enough, even though they were made for independence, I still can't put them on.
Still pretty tough. Well, I'll tell you what. For the next time you come on, I'm gonna have to wear a pair of those, and we're gonna get you a pair of these. That way you can stunt.
They look so comfortable. I love gray. Gray is my favorite color.
Pretty sweet.
Clothes and shoes and stuff like that.
So, for the people at home, is there any way that they can watch your content, watch some of your shows? What's the best place for them to get in contact with you?
I'm Instagram, Ryan Yex, Twitter, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, Ryan Yex, RYANYEX.
There it is. In kind of just thinking about your day to day, how is it when you're traveling? Are there certain challenges you face? When you're talking about going on an airplane, things like that.
Yeah, well, there's always going to be that big flight of stairs. There's always going to be places. Not every place is accessible. Mm-hmm. You're not going to get a handicapped room every time you go to a hotel. Mm-hmm. But I just make it work. Because what else am I supposed to do? That's the what's the word I'm looking for? Perspective I have on everything. I just got to get through it and figure out a way.
And that's I've had a front row seat to how my sister struggles and how some of her friends struggle and everything like that. And it's that kind of perspective that kind of helps me quit my moaning and groaning and come into work with a smile and come in whenever I meet somebody. I try to think, and if I offer this to someone and I help you think differently, it would mean the world. Is you don't know what someone else is going through, and you really can't experience it for yourself. And I know we've all had times when we feel like there's no one out there who understands how we're feeling, and we were having a bad day, and maybe we weren't the nicest or something like that. So in my interactions with my patients, I know sometimes when people come in, they're really nervous, right, and they're really apprehensive. Sometimes they're in a lot of pain. This kind of thought process of walk a day in another man's shoes kind of thing, right, is what keeps me centered and with an open mind, and sometimes thinking that sometimes people have to think about themselves when they're trying to get better, trying to get healthier. So I want to encourage you guys once more. We had this great question today about different ways to straighten teeth. Number one, let's hit the orthodontist up, and then obviously ask your general dentist. We have our Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, all of our websites, lombardismiles.com, drdon.tv.com. All those avenues for you to get in touch with us, watch our content, past episodes. We cannot wait to continue breaking down the barriers between you, the patient, and us, the dentist, to make our relationship even better. Whether it means coming to see me or going to see someone else, that's our goal. So keep it classy, and we can't wait to see you next time. Thank you.